I've just let our yearlings, Tim and Finn, out onto the fell up here, and we were debating whether or not I should let MJ with them, 2-year-old MJ, who's been in out of the fell group, having some handling, doing really well with it. Was it time to give him a break and go with them and help them integrate, or keep him in and keep working on what we're doing with him? I decided to keep him in. And honestly, I don't know if it was the right decision. Having seen how it went with the boys, I don't know if it was the right decision. They may have needed him, but I thought they weren't going to need him. Those two boys have spent all day in the pen next to some of the girls, and there was barely an argy-bargy between them. They weren't even hardly telling them off, a little bit of telling off, but really, they were very chill together. They've obviously been chatting over the walls and gates enough to sort of not feel like those two boys are strangers. So I thought they'll be fine. They don't need MJ. One of the reasons for letting him out with them onto the fell was to help them to integrate with the herd, because he knows the herd very well. He knows the boys very well, and letting them out there with him alongside them might have helped them to integrate. And that might actually have been the best thing to do. Look out for my video on the boys going out on the fell. Anyway, I decided they didn't actually need him for that, or they may not need him for that because of how well they seem to have integrated anyway, like having met the herd a lot across the gates and walls, etc. And the other reason to let him out was to give him a bit of a break from his education. But a reason to keep him in was how well his education is going, and it is going so well. My gut instinct was keep him in. I did decide I was going to go with hive mind and let him out, because that's what most people were saying in my response to my video on it yesterday. Majority of you guys were saying let him out, and that was because having been in for some work, education, handling, it would do him good to go and have a break and like process it all and come back in again later. And I said, actually, I think you're probably right. Like, use the hive mind out there. It's really useful for that sort of thing. And so let him out. So I was thinking I was going to do it. But then what happened was he saw the trimmer today. The trimmer was here doing Tim, Finn, Andy and Frankie. And we did a bit of a meet and greet with MJ. So it was the second time meeting her, and it went way better than the first time. The first time was really positive. I did a video on that because he did like a massive spook about it all, and then actually settled and was really good with her and lifting his feet up and everything. So it was like a practice. And then this time around, yeah, there was a bit of reluctance to start with, but he didn't do a big spook. He was actually took very little coming around. He was a bit like, oh, there's a stranger in the yard, but it took way less coming around than last time. So he'd like made progress since last time. I remembered what we did last time. He was picking his feet up for her. He was introduced to the nippers. We didn't use them on him. She didn't actually trim his feet, but he was introduced to them. And we do think that he could actually be trimmed very soon. We're very close to being able to get his feet actually trimmed. Almost thought to do it today, almost, and just didn't in the end. But that's how close we are. He's really good at having his feet picked up. He's really good at having his feet held. It's more like new people, but he's met her now, and he was really relaxed with her in the end. So I think actually we've possibly overcome that barrier with him and her. Like, she's in his clique now. She's a member of the crew. So hopefully we're actually very close to getting him done. So he's booked in with her again on Monday to hopefully be trimmed. So this is to get his feet trimmed up because they are long. He's 2 years old. They've never been done. They are not horrendous, but they are long. And I don't want to leave it until they are horrendous. Then it'll be a long job, maybe a more difficult job. Let's get them done now. Even if it's just a basic job, even if it's just a nip around the edges to take the length out of them, and we can go from there. But we feel like we're so close. We're so close. So he stayed in for that reason. And then maybe after that, he could maybe go out for a week or so then, because I am going away a week after that for a week. So he could possibly go out and join the herd then for like a week or a couple of weeks. I'll come back in when I'm back. So no, he didn't go out. However, I am sorry about the weather, Ems. It's turned, hasn't it? However, there's a caveat to all of that. If tomorrow I come here and those two boys, Finn and Tim, are stood at the gate waiting to come in because they've been rejected by the herd, I may have to send MJ out there to help them to integrate. So fingers crossed that's not needed, because I really want to keep him in. Well, no, he needs to stay in now until Monday, doesn't he, for his feet? Oh, sigh. That means the boys might have to come back in again. Oh, right. Let's hope that doesn't happen. So send your positive boys join the herd thoughts my way, please, because we really want those two boys to join the herd so MJ can stay in the field, get over that final hurdle of having his feet trimmed on Monday coming. And then, yeah, then he could maybe have his little holiday then.